Welcome back to GEISELSBERG for episode 24 with me, MrSealyp. It's 5:10 in the evening. The bale situation that I was worried about has been sorted. Thank you to all the advice. Thank you for all the advice. I'm grabbing some lime. I thought I had enough down at the main, in my little, say the main farm at my little silo, but I didn't have enough. So I'm going to get a load of lime. I need to do my multi-field, and I need to finish off field 45 down the bottom by the farm. Now, I made a mistake. I say, yeah, I mean, I suppose technically I made a mistake. I'm correcting that mistake, or have corrected that mistake. The money has gone up. We have had some payments for various different things. Now, I bought the Russell Mash Torum, and at the time that was the best call to make. That was the best choice to make for me when I was looking at them. For the price and the capacity, I was going to upgrade to a Tucano, but the Russell Mash was similar money with a larger capacity, so that for me became a bit of a no-brainer. However, within 24 hours, within 24 hours of me doing that, what did they do? We got a new harvester available, which was a slightly lower capacity than the Torum. Not a huge amount, but the price was way cheaper. So the Torum went back. I lost a little bit of money on the sale. It was my mistake. My mistake, kind of. But the store were happy to take it back, so we have now swapped it out, and we've got a New Holland CR 690. I think we went for the 690. We'll have a look. But anyway, we're up here at the field. We've got bales to sort out, which we will do. This had rye in it. We're going to probably be putting triticale back in there. If we go across to soil composition, it's been fertilised. We used the Scaraflex for doing that. Put the lime back on, and as you can see, this middle section here, which was field 38, needs liming. So that's what we're going to do now. You can kind of see a line there. I hope I'm about right. Let's just... oh, I did this last time. There we go. Now it's open. Now it should be right. It's a slightly weird field in that it's a bit of an angle, so I'll kind of do the best I can. I'm having real problems at the moment with lime. I don't understand. I am liming, I can see that. Well, I'm checking on the map. Oh, there we go, now it is going. I'm thinking that's weird, it doesn't seem to be removing anything on the map. So yeah, this is going to be done. Bales need to be sent. I have got some more manure that can go off to Farmer Dowd up at the pigs. We need to check the slurry situation there, and I need to get seeding. I finished off the harvest. Actually, can I set a worker? I'll set a worker for the time being while I'm talking. As far as the triticale went, off of field 57, I went over that with the Scaraflex as well. That's been done. Field 45 needs a little bit more lime just to finish that off. But as far as triticale went off field 57, with what we had in storage as well already, we're up to about 75,000 litres. That's gone the wrong way. Yeah, 75,000 litres is what we've got, which is perfect. We do need 200,000 litres, so we're going to need a fair bit more, but we got about 60,000 litres off of that field, which is brilliant. That's exactly what we need. What we need now are a couple of fields like that, and we need them to produce probably a little bit more. So I'm thinking this field triticale, we can redo that field with triticale, and maybe a small one as well, just to make sure we knock that on the head. And I'm thinking fields 1 and 2, which belong to Jeremy's grandfather, putting corn in that, because I do have a corn contract as well. So we do need to get some more seeding done. We'll think about what seeder we're going to use. This is getting through the line fairly quickly. Right, what I'm going to do is stop there. Let's just check the field boundary. It kind of, well, it doesn't really go straight, does it? I think I might just hire a worker and then I can tidy up the rest. It's probably the best I'm going to get out of this, I think. Kind of goes at a funny angle. Straighten up now. There we go. That's better. Fantastic. So this middle section will need to be done. Then we can get over here and we can get on with planting in this one. I wanted to try and get the planting done this evening before it gets too dark. Simply because I want it to be growing overnight. I can wait till the morning when the light's a little bit better, but we have still got some daylight. It's not perfect, but it'd be ridiculous not to do it just because it's not perfectly light. But like I say, we do have some other jobs that are going to need sorting out. Trouble is, I'm dubious about leaving a worker because you know what they can be like. I was chatting to Big Papa C. We provided them with Farmer Pierce and Farmer Buttons with the rest of our pigs that went off to Big Papa C to make hams, Christmas hams for families that was kind of struggling and needed a bit of help over the Christmas period. And I, in the last episode, said that obviously I've got no pigs now. Well, he's now running a season setup and said that his pigs, having done all the hams and stuff for Christmas, now we're out of the Christmas period, his new pigs are producing at a colossal rate and he's going to send me over 30 pigs, which is incredibly generous of him. So at some point we'll get 30 pigs. I'm not quite sure when that will be, but he will be shipping them off and they will come to us at some point, which is absolutely brilliant. An incredibly generous offer from Big Papa C. If you don't already watch his channel, go and check him out. Now, as I said in the previous episode, what I was going to do was gather together all the hay bales I had dotted around the place, and I had to sort them out into stacks of 20, which I did. What I was doing was separating out, I was doing like a full stack, taking some off the top, and then what was left I was then using the auto load trailer to get myself a neat stack of 20 and dropping them down, which is fantastic. Now I needed 20 for Black Hammer in Tasmania, so 20 hay bales for Black Hammer are here. They are going to be shipped. Your 20 are good to go. For Mick in Australia, he wanted 80. I have got 4 stacks of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your 80 bales. He said he wanted them in stacks of 20 for shipping. They're there. They are going to be shipped off to you. And then I have what I had left over, which was mine. Another 5. So I'm left with 5 whole hay bales. I am going to need some more if I'm going to do total mixed ration. But, oh yeah, we're still in that position. We were going to sort out landscaping, weren't we? So we could maybe put in a silo to hold all the loose product, which may be our next step, I think. But anyway, yeah, these now need to be shipped. So these are going to be going off to Black Hammer. They've been a little while kind of waiting, so they will be heading off. So what I'll do, I think I'll grab the first ones now. I don't want to turn the engine off. That was ridiculous. I want to do, is it operating position? I don't know if I press the right button or not. I have. There we go. There's our 20. If I unload here, as I've said so many times before, they go from an ethereal bale to a bale with mass. Unload here, they drop onto the trailer. I can then strap them like so, and they're good to go. So Black Hammer, these are heading off to you, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and I'll sort out the other 80. We'll get those sent off to you, Mick. Hopefully that will help out. Right, multi-field is done. We're just on our way down to field 45. Next load is ready to go for the bales. I have just leased a seeder. Well, it's actually a planter. I've gone for the Great Plains YP 4025, the modded one that will do multi-crops, plus it's a direct drill. 12 metres, so we can crack on. I was going to use the Livestock Rapid A600, A800, the modded one, because I tried it on this one before and we had a few problems with it, but it has been fixed. But I have bought that and I'm using it over on Sussex Farms, so I thought there was no point using that one again. Well, I could use that one again, but I'm not going to. Right. What we need to do now then is get that turned back on. Make sure we get the right spread. Cruise control on. Looks like we're doing alright, I think. Well, we'll see in a minute, won't we? Looks like I've missed some bits though. We seem to be covering everything. Whoa, that was a little bit blurry on my eyes. Anyway, let's turn this off as we get to about there. Back on again about now. It's like a really budget version of the Red Arrows, isn't it? Lime on. Like the smoke on, smoke off. Now, interestingly, one of my friends, have I told you this before? I might have told you this before, I don't know. One of my friends, many years ago, I was an instructor with the Air Training Corps, and I went back recently to be an instructor with the Air Training Corps again. I was an air cadet, I was an instructor, I was a warrant officer, and my children went to air cadets, and then when they reached an age where they were old enough to move on, they decided to go off and do other things, which is entirely up to them. But we're doing the YouTubing and doing Farming Simulator League and all sorts of stuff. I haven't had the time to devote to it, which I really want to get back into doing it, because I absolutely loved doing the air cadet stuff. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. Adventure training and outdoor bushcraft and camping and all sorts of really cool stuff. I was a bit of a drill and discipline when I was a warrant officer. I taught drill, but anyway, that being said, what I started to say was, when I was an instructor years ago, one of the guys that came through as a cadet was a guy called Martin Pert, and Martin Pert went on to join the Royal Air Force on the scholarship. He flew Hawks, he flew Harrier jump jets, he has done missions in the Gulf, Afghanistan, all over the place. There's a brilliant video online of him ejecting out of a Harrier as he's coming into land with a full payload. Terrifying video to watch. But anyway, he got selected to join the Red Arrows, the aerobatic display team for the Royal Air Force. He was the single Hawk display pilot for a long time, so he joined. And he was part of the Red Arrows display team for quite a few years actually, because he did it in different roles. And last year, I think it was last year, he went back and he is now the squadron leader in charge of the Red Arrows. He is Red 1, And it's incredible. I love the fact that when I see the red arrows at the moment, and when he was, as I think it was Red 3 for a while as well, and I went to air shows and displays, and my son was, he was obsessed with the red arrows when he was a little kid, that I could actually say, look, I know that guy, I know him. It's incredible. And Squadron Leader Pert is a phenomenal guy. What an absolute legend as well. There have been some fantastic programmes on TV about the Red Arrows recently that he's been in, and it's just, what a bloke. Another minor claim to fame. I know him. Anyway, right, that's that done. So, the rest of the bales need sorting out. Let's just check on the map to make sure we are good. Well, it's not there, is it? It's all the way down there. Oh, I've missed a couple of little bits there, but that's not too much of a problem. So, planting, seeding. Let's get on with that, shall we? It needs doing. Sorry about that little bit of waffle. It's one of those kind of, as I was going along and just clicking the lime on and off, I just heard in his voice him saying smoke on, smoke off, and it just made me smile. Anyway, right, lime needs to be put away, but I think I need to do that from a trailer. I don't think it will unload directly into the silo from this, so I'll have to unload it onto pallets, then maybe put it into a trailer, then unload from the trailer into the silo. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to let me. We are getting a little bit busy up here at the store. It's a bit jam-packed with equipment and things going on. Right, another load of bales are just being ready to be shipped. So this is what I bought. Yes, I went for the Tiger edition, which I rather like, and I've just amended the Cressoni header from the Russell Mash colour that I switched it to in the last episode. This is a smaller machine with almost like-for-like capacity, which is absolutely brilliant. If we go down to harvesters, so if you didn't watch the mod review on it or anything like that, the Tucano, like I say, we had a Dominator. We were going to upgrade to the Tucano for 348 grand, 11,000 litre capacity. So when I went across and we had the Russell Mash Torum for 349,500, that did 12,300 litres. So an extra 1,300 litres on top for about £1,500 more. So I thought, you know what, we'll go for that. Then within 24 hours, the CR690 became available. Now if you look at the difference, 12,300 litres to 11,500. Barely anything. And if we look at the, go back to the Dominator, no, the Tucano, 11,000 litres. That's 348 grand. That's 228 grand. It's just, that was a no-brainer. It's smaller and more compact than the Russell Mash. Nice large capacity with all the different options on it. You can take it all the way up to, I think we're on the 531. You can have it tracked if you want it with tracks. So we went with the, oh no, we went with the 980, didn't we? Not the 6. I mean, it's the 690 range, but we went with the 980, 531 horsepower, and then we went with the Tiger edition, like so. But then we also changed it to wheeled like that. We could have had tracks, but it's another 11,500 for tracks, which wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I just wanted to get it with wheels. So that's ready to go. It'll be easier to store, it's easier to get around the roads, nice capacity. So yeah, that was kind of rectifying the mistake. I spoke about it before. Now with this, what I normally do is just seed, then I fertilise again later. What I'm going to do with this time, hang on, he says, I'm going to seed and fertilise at the same time, aren't I? Yes, I'm going to seed and fertilise at the same time. So I thought, can I fertilise at the same time? I absolutely can. And that's the beauty with this one as well. If you haven't seen any of my Let's Plays when I've used this one before, the YP24258 is a planter, although it has been amended to do everything. Oh no, that one always would, wouldn't it? These, all the normal planters just do your corn, sunflower, soybean, sugar beet and cotton. The 2425 will do all crop types, but the beauty about this one was it was a little bit smaller, but it also is a direct drill as well now. So you can direct drill with the YP4025. No previous cultivating or ploughing or anything required. That one's 18.2 metres, this one's 12. It's cheaper for a 12 metre when you look at the the Maestro, and if you look at the Tempo L16, which are both 12 metres, they're a lot more expensive. 139 grand, 129 grand, that's only 102. Now, I haven't bought it, I've just leased it, because obviously, if you look up the top, our situation we're at for how much machinery we can have, how much available space we have at the farm, we're in the red. We're knocking on the door of our limits. So I can lease it and give it back, but I really don't have the space or anywhere to put it to have it longer term. So unfortunately, that's kind of where we stand. Like I say, I need to start getting these fields seeded. And I'm going to change that over because we want triticale. Like so. What we will do is back up, so I've got a couple of seed pallets at the back, and then we'll get a fertilizer one and we'll get some fertilizer in it, and then we'll go over to our multi-field and we'll start cracking on getting the triticale in the ground. I still need to lease a slurry tank because I need to check on that pig situation with regards to the slurry. I've also got, and I'm thinking actually next episode as well, while all the stuff's growing, what I might do is I've got a contract to build a couple of roads, or build a road, but I'm going to do 2 roads. Within that contract I've got a couple of contracts for wood chips and another one for, or a continuing one for lumber as well. But I do have another one for lumber that I might look at, so I can knock off kind of 4 contracts with that. I can clear a path and build a road, which was what one contract was for. I can provide some logs, which is another one, and some wood chips, which I think I had 1 or 2 more to do. So I can do another kind of logging type episode where I can knock a load of those on the head and do a bit of landscaping and build something at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is just grab some more. Actually, what I can do is do it from my tablet. So we need fertilizer. I'm going to go with those. No, I've done the wrong thing, haven't I? It's liquid fertilizer it takes. You muppet. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll use it at some point. And then we need some more seed as well. Fantastic. Right, so what I'll do then is top this up. I need to move a lot of this equipment back down to the farm because it's getting a bit ridiculous now, isn't it? Oh, there we go. We need some more light on the subject. There we go. Liquid fertilizer in. Also, I don't normally do the fertilizer at the same time as my seeding, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. There is that situation. I still find that the fertilizer goes down way quicker than the seed, and I've always said I don't know why the tanks aren't the other way around. You know, the fertilizer tank should be bigger than the seed tank because we get through more fertilizer. But at the end of the day, you can always come and refill. Now, this is actually quite a wide seeder, and I still have that ongoing issue with local hooligans, hoodlums and vandals, and the police. Not that they're hooligans or vandals, but this problem with signs being knocked over and damaged, and I'll admit sometimes it was me. I can honestly say yes, I may have knocked the odd one down, but not all of them. It was the hoodlums, I tell you. Stay right over. There we go, right, nearly there. We are set on triticale, we are good to go. We should be able to direct drill. We've got seed and we've got fertilizer. The field is limed. It has had one fertilizing state by using the Scaraflex already, and because we're not in seasons we only need 2 fertilizing states on here anyway, which is fantastic. So start it up, drop it down, and let's get cracking. And I say the good thing with this is because it will do all crop types, I can then take this over, and when I want to do corn I can do corn as well. I suppose there's an element of laziness about that in that, you know, realistically you'd have got your seeders and your planters and your direct drills and those kind of things, and the planters are separate because they do stuff in rows more than kind of a spread. I mean, some seeders still do it in sort of very set kind of patterns, but there is a difference between like a row planter and a sort of general spread seeder type thing. But I suppose in that effort to speed up processes, and if you can do multi-processes in one go rather than use 2 separate seeders, if you've got one that you can do it all with, I don't know. I just kind of do what I suppose other people might do or might not do, and at the end of the day it's how I'm doing it. I'll go around the outside, we'll get ourselves a, well, kind of a headland. It's not really a headland because I kind of go all the way around the outside, but we'll do ourselves a strip around the outside, and then hopefully I can set a worker off at some point. We are so far, looking at my sheet here, we're about 40 contracts in on this map. 40 subscriber contracts. A couple of them aren't quite complete yet. So I've done 38 pretty much. I still enjoy doing it. I enjoy the logistics of doing it, which is, you know, organising everything and working out which ones to do when and in what order, and you know, and I totally understand. I know when people say they don't always like watching the subscriber contract ones because it can get a little bit complicated, and if you're trying to follow along it's not always as straightforward to follow, and I totally understand that. I really do. Like I've said before, I get confused sometimes with who I'm doing what for and when it needs to be delivered and where, and you know, the ones that need to be organic and not organic, and the ones that are vegan friendly, and the ones that, you know, it does become a little bit of a challenge. So I totally understand that following along with that can be just as complicated. Man, I'm struggling with this. It's just me. I think it's because I'm talking at the same time. Anywho, what I will do is I will continue. This is all over the place. It must just be me. I can't blame the tool. It's my inept usage of said tool, I think. While all the excitement of seeding continues, I thought I would bring the harvester down and we'll put it into storage. Next load of bales has been loaded up and is ready to be shipped. That's going to go off in a moment. I need to bring the Fent back up to the pig farm, and I also need to take the Scorpion up there as well with the bucket on, so we can load up. I suppose I could get a conveyor, couldn't I? But that's easy. I'll do it with the bucket. To load up the next load of manure to be shipped off. Just thinking, I wonder if all the feed, when we got rid of all the, you know, I'm going to test it. When we got rid of all the pigs, I wonder if all the feed is still there or whether it disappears. I've never actually, that's not something I've ever tested or tried. So what I think we might do, I know we're going to get some pigs from Big Papa C. I might buy a pig, just get one. We'll get it put in there, because then we can check on the slurry situation rather than, it seems daft, leasing a piece of machinery, leasing a slurry tanker to check to see if there's slurry in there when I might as well use that money to get myself a new pig. You know, at the end of the day, that kind of makes a little bit more sense. Might go in. Yep. Way more room as well. Stop there. Yes, I think I'll do that. Let's close those up. Weirdly, I've got a situation where on that field, if you look, it hasn't put the fertilizer on this section here, but has on that. It's direct drilling, so the field hasn't been cultivated, but I think because I used the Scaraflex and the ground state hasn't changed from when I used the Scaraflex and I did the first fertilizing state, it's not registering. But this bit here where I did the lime, because it's now showing as a lime state on this middle section, technically the ground state has changed, so the fertilizer is going down onto that, so I'm technically fertilizing all this section here and it's not registering at all. But then it means double handling to go over it with something else again. I suppose it's just a drawback, isn't it, of the choices you make. Right, Fent, we'll take that back up with us. We'll put the fertilizer spreader limer away. I haven't used the John Deere for a little while. It's cheap to buy, and on certain maps it works perfectly. It's a no-brainer. 6 meters for £6 you can't go wrong. But that being said, on a map with narrow roads, because it doesn't fold up and it's 6 meters wide, I find it a struggle to get around doing certain things on here, especially when there's traffic on and stuff like that. Plus I wanted to try out some other seeders and, you know, do some various different bits here and there. Okay, we're back up at the pig farm. We have purchased a pig. The bales have all gone. So Mick and Black Hammer all sorted. They're on their way to you. What I'm going to do is sort out some more manure to go off to Farmer Dowd. But the reason for getting a pig was so we could check on the situation with regard to the feed and slurry and manure and all that kind of thing. I know we've got manure because you can see it in the pile, but without coming over here with a slurry tank over here and actually clicking on it. So I thought if I buy a pig, then we can see, can't we? If I come back down, all the food is still in there. Corn, wheat, barley, soybean, potatoes and sugar beet, it's all there. Productivity at 97%. Cleanliness, it needs a bit of a clean out. Water and straw, great. Manure, 46,222 litres. So Farmer Dowd, I'm going to do another full load of 23,000 into that trailer. That will head off to you. The slurry, like I say, I do have a slurry contract for somebody else, which I might be able to deliver some of that now, but at least I know it's all there. There was I was concerned because I've never actually done that before. I know when the game first came out, when FS9 first came out, FS19, that people had said that if you got rid of your animals, the feed all vanishes, it disappears. Whether that was true or not, I don't know, but it was kind of there in the back of my mind. I was thinking, what if it does? What if selling them all, I lost everything that was in there? But that is not the case. So we do have a fair old bit here. I bought up the 800 litres or so that I had at the farm anyway. This probably isn't parts in the best position, is it, the trailer, but it's alright. So once this full load's ready to go, that will be sent off. So we've done, oh yeah, I'm in the process of planting field 56, I think it is. The one that we took the triticale out of last time. The multi-field is done. Some parts that are going to be going over again with the fertilizer spreader, sprayer, or the Scaraflex again, because I don't know. Yeah, it's to do with the ground state. And then once field 56 is done, I'll move the seeding operation over to field 45, and I'll put triticale in those three. That should give me what I need. I need another 120,000 litres. Well, 125 realistically. I should get that off those 3 fields. And then what I will do is, like I say, where are we? Oh no, 57, not 56. That's going at the moment. If we go across to growth. So you go, that's being planted. 45. What is going on? Oh, I'm thinking, I've just limed all of that. That's not limed, that's saying it's ploughed. Oh, I just changed menu, didn't I? Blimey. Yeah, so that will go in, but that will then leave me. That one's got it in. Yeah, field 1 and 2. I think I'm going to stick corn in for the start of a corn contract that I've got. Although field 2 has still got straw swaths on the ground, which will lead me on to the thing I'm going to do at the end of this episode to finish off. Well, we'll see how well it goes, is sorting out the ground here, levelling it to put a new silo in. I don't necessarily want to do it on this bit because it's a little bit steeper here, whereas as you come up towards the field there, the angle's a little bit shallower. I won't have to do as much landscaping. Again, in theory, I'll do the landscaping. If it's awful and I make an absolute hash of it, you won't see it, but tomorrow you'll see it when I come to place the silo. If it all goes okay and fairly smoothly, then I'll just put it in as a kind of a short little video clip. So yeah, fields limed, fields seeded, bales all sent, dispatched. Another load here for Farmer Dowd going. We're getting on with everything. That's the main thing. We've got another pig. We've got a pig back in, so we've got one. There will be more coming. The sheep are fine, they're ticking over. I haven't got a lot of them. It's not like I've got 100 sheep or anything like that, so they're not going to produce wool at a phenomenal rate. I could buy some more at some point, but at the moment I'm good just working my way through the contracts I've got. I do have payment from... who was it? I'm owed some Black Angus, aren't I? Michael Jr., yeah. Part of the contract they said I could have 10 Black Angus, so I do want to do cows, but it's it's getting round to getting it all done. Oh, we'll get there, right. So Farmer Dowd, that next load's coming to you. Actually I might send that off. That might be the last thing I do, I think. Let's sort out landscaping where I need to for the silo before it gets too dark. The sun is dipping from certain angles, the light's not too bad, you can still see what's going on. Turn the other way and everything goes a little bit dark and in shadow and it's a little bit harder to see. So yeah, landscaping. Right, let's have a look at this, shall we? And so, with that complete, the building is placed but needs to be constructed, which will happen probably in the morning. Hopefully by the morning some of the grass will have grown a little bit more around it. I put in a couple of bits there so it's kind of, you know, it's landscaped a little bit. I've flattened out what I've done this time, which I don't normally do, and I don't do it properly, I normally flatten out the base enough to put whatever it is I'm putting on, but then don't think about how to then smooth out the edges and flatten out and blend it in with the landscape. So what I tried to do this time was take out the base a lot further than I would do normally, so that when you actually place the object, you've got room to then smooth everything out, and it's a better transition into whatever it is you've placed. And that's something I'm kind of getting to grips with. I should have done by now, and I still every now and again place something and think I didn't leave myself enough room. And then if you try and smooth it out right up against where you've placed an object, it won't then let you smooth it. It won't let you do it. So I just thought, it's done. That'd be good for the morning. Like I say, a few jobs done, harvester moved. Yeah, all the things I wanted to get done in this episode. We've got a new pig. The planting will continue. In the morning I'm going to plant the corn. I'm just going to get the triticale done tonight. And then we'll have a look at what I need to do with regard to fertilising, because I think I'm going to have to go over some of them again because it didn't quite work how I'd hoped. But that's fine. So yeah, Farmer Dowd, this is coming to you. Yeah. Just thinking next episode I'm going to do logging. I need to get the corn done. I'll have a think. I'll have a think about what we're going to do in the next one. But we have still got plenty of jobs to do. That is the main thing. Anyway, we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.